What's up, everybody? How's it going? It's already the end of the month, so I wanted to share my top 5 favorite fragrances for April 2022. This is something I've been doing every month since January of this year. And honestly, we got a new fragrance, well, an old fragrance that's making an appearance, La Nuit de l'Homme by YSL. This is my number 5 spot. And every single time I wear this fragrance, it reminds me of the first time I smelled it and just fell in love with the scent. So for me, this is a very sentimental fragrance. If you're new to my channel, this was the scent that made me interested. It sparked the interest for all of these other perfumes, because never in my life have I smelled a fragrance up till this one where I was blown away. I was like, oh my God, that smells really good. On top of that, I wasn't the only one that had that reaction to this fragrance. When I wore it, other people around me were going absolutely ballistic. I was like, damn, like they're like, that smells super sexy. And it was just, I've never seen feral reactions because of how good I smelled before, or that like a fragrance can make people react that way. You know what I mean? So this to me is just, this is the beginning for me. You know what I mean? And oh God, I got a lot of love for it. I actually sprayed this fragrance on my sheets the other day, and my room still smells amazing like 2 days later. I had the windows open and everything, but they've just latched onto the sheets. Now, people critique this scent for having poor performance, but honestly, on my skin, I get around 6 hours, no problem. But this is a fragrance I don't mind overspraying. If I do about 5 sprays, it will still last me that 6 hours, because I do skin and clothes. If you want to see my spray routine, it just literally click my channel and it should be the first video. I pinned that video. But this is a sexy cardamom fragrance, and if you're having trouble with performance, just overspray it. It's fine. Even if you go in the double-digit numbers, it's not going to trip you out. Now, I'll put all the names of the fragrances and the discount site links in the description, all right? So number 5, La Nuit de l'Homme by YSL. Number 4, we've got another YSL, Tuxedo, and this thing has yet to be knocked off the my top 5s for the month. This fragrance, I think, is the longest running fragrance I have had so far in that, like, what's been 4 months, you know what I mean? But even though we're getting to the warmer months and I'm not using this one as much, whenever I throw it on at night, I'm like, oh yeah, this shit's not going anywhere. Like, this is a top of the top fragrance for me. I don't see this ever leaving my collection. When this bottle is done, I'm gonna be sad, but there's gonna be another bottle and more juice to kind of take its place, because to me, this is like a lifetime scent. Like, this is a fragrance I always want to be known rocking, and whenever people smell it, I want them, you know, well, specifically like with my girl, for example, like she loves this scent, and it's just like it's like a classy, sexy, like fresh, clean green fragrance in the opening, then it dries down with this boozy bourbon vanilla. You know what I mean? So this has a lot of character, and this is one of those scents. I remember the first couple times that I wore it, somebody stopped me and they were like, this girl's like, you smell so good. On top of that, my sister loves this as well. My girlfriend loves this. This gets a lot of love from the ladies whenever I wear it. But I mean, even me myself, I'll wear this and just be like, damn, that is so good. So Tuxedo, number 4. Number 3, man, you know what? This also hasn't left, actually. I don't think that this has left. Elysium by Roger Parfums. And let me just state for everyone watching this video, the point isn't for me to find new fragrances and give you my top 5 new ones. I can create another video for that. But this, like, the whole point of this series is to see like what stays at the top for me. And I feel like if I'm constantly changing the top 5 every month, like if it's that easy for me to change them, then those fragrances weren't that great to begin with. You know what I mean? If they were like fell out that long. Think of a song on the on Billboard, right? Like if it's only there for 2 weeks, like that means nothing in comparison to the one that's there for like 30 weeks. You know what I mean? But this fragrance to me still holds a lot of weight. It's this very attractive, fresh pineapple, lemon cocktail, fun, flirty fragrance. I cannot wait to rock this in the summertime. Even in the spring right now, I've been wearing it, not as much as a couple of other fragrances, but whenever I throw it on, it just, I feel so good. It lifts my mood. And this fragrance, I get great performance with. This is another scent that most people don't get good performance with, but luckily for me, that's not an issue. So I don't mind doing about 8 sprays of this fragrance when I'm outside. I usually stick to like the 5 to 8 range. I don't need to push past that. But Elysium, this is a scent that multiple people that aren't into fragrances, when they've hugged me and when I was talking to them, they would just stop me in the middle of the conversation and they're like, you smell so good. What's the name of your fragrance? They would Google it, they would look it up, and they'd be like, damn, I wanted to get it, but that shit's expensive. You know what I mean? So it's a mass appealing scent, and it's a fragrance no one else around you is most likely going to be rocking, because that price tag is pretty steep. But if you're rocking Elysium as your signature, it's perfect. All right, so number 3, Elysium. Number 2, no stranger, Afternoon Swim. This is going to be here in the summer months. I'm going to make a prediction that this thing is not going to move at all. I don't see any fragrance right now knocking off this scent in terms of fresh and clean fragrances. It's just a sexy orange fragrance. That's pretty much all there is to it. Yes, it has a little bit of this pool cologne. Yeah, I said pool, not cool. Pool cologne-y sort of smell in the background. But overall, this is so nice. And the reason this fragrance, well, to me, I remember the first time that I smelled it, I was just like, damn, that smells good. I smelled it in the car because my girlfriend sprayed it on the back of my hand. And within seconds, she was instantly like shit went down, you know what I mean? So this is a fragrance that really was just able to get people revved up within seconds because it smelled so sexy. There's a very small amount of fragrances that have done that. You know, this one, Carlisle, Tuxedo, things like that. But especially usually with Carlisle and Tuxedo, that's just been my experience with like the sweeter scents, but never has it been a fresh fragrance to kind of evoke that type of passion, that type of emotion within a matter of seconds because of how sexy it smelled. So for me, there's a reason why this is the top of the top for fresh fragrances that I wear, because I mean, I go wild when I smell this on myself. I'm like, damn, I smell fantastic. And I know others around me enjoy this scent as well. But for me, regardless of what other people think, this is the shit. This is my shit. Afternoon Swim by Louis Vuitton. And number 1, 2 months in a row, Molecule 01 by Eccentric Molecules. And this is actually going down faster than I expected. This has been my most sprayed fragrance of the month. If I had to wear a scent every single day, all year, it would be this one right here, because I would never get sick of it. This is a fragrance that can adapt to any sort of climate, any sort of situation, because it enhances your enhances your natural skin chemistry. So to me, I also don't see this fragrance going anywhere. This is the one that, because sometimes I don't want to wear a fragrance, you know what I mean? But then I'll crave wearing Molecule 01 because it doesn't smell like a scent. But whenever I got it on, I just smell amazing. And I'm like, damn, it just, the way that this blends with my skin, I love. And plus, like I've said in a couple videos before, or a few, this is kind of like a Batman fragrance that it turns on when you need it to. When you're inside, not really doing much, not really being active, it's going to stay a bit close to you. You're probably not going to smell it. Then all of a sudden, you get active or you're outside and boom, it's wafting off of you. You know what I mean? So this, I don't know how it adapts so well to those type of situations, but for that reason alone, like whether I'm going like indoors, outdoors, I love wearing Molecule 01. And this is probably the one fragrance that I have gotten, I guess, kind of curious compliments where people are like, you smell good, but you're not wearing a fragrance. Like, they're like, you smell clean. Like, what is that? You know what I mean? Like, is it like they, you know, somebody thought that it was kind of the soap I was using or something like that because they didn't think it was an actual fragrance. So like, maybe you're like, you just smell good, you know? So some people say this is a pheromone scent. But to be honest, I don't, I mean, I could see that. So Molecule 01 is my joint, and this is the most affordable option out of everything I mentioned. This is an $85 fragrance. Everything else I've talked to you about is upwards of $200. So for me, I mean, even with affordability and how long this lasts, like this on me, 8 hours, no problem, right? With only 4 to 5 sprays. So this thing goes, but yeah, my number 1, again, all the names of the fragrances And the discount site links will be in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.